stable. I feel able to turn the tables. I could do this. Just keep moving, keep your hands up, stupid. I feel lucid, a new viewing. I can see the end, I can see my future, I can view it. It's right there for the taking. Everything I've ever wanted, dreams are just waiting. I just gotta fight for it, willing to die for it, willing to like sort of.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. This is Philip J. Price, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show. Your one stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other podcast.
So with me is Jaime. I'm not muted.
You were.
Was I muted, Jaime?
It showed that it was muted, but I can still hear you, which is weird.
Okay.
Oh man, you just ruined my flow there, Blue. way to throw a wrench into the show so early. For the audio only guys. y'all won't hear that. So welcome back to the Drunk Turkey Show. I'm Daniel. Alongside with me is Jaime and Big Blue. Boys, how y'all doing? We'll start off with you, Big Blue.
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just enjoying my day. I got to work tonight, and then I'm off for like 7 days. So then I get to drink the next couple of shows. But yeah, man, I'm off for a couple of days.
Nice, man. You know what we should do? We need to do one of those beer tasting shows again.
Yes, that'd be awesome. We haven't done that in a while. Go to HEB and build a beer.
Those were always the best. So, Jaime, how about yourself, man? I heard you were not feeling so well.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather right now. I might have strep throat. I'm not really sure. So Jeez. I'm feeling pretty crappy.
I hope you feel better, man. Drink a beer. That usually helps. You know, Big Blue is almost a doctor, and that was his advice.
Yeah, a little bit of whiskey with a little bit of lime, and gargle it and swallow it, friend. And honey. Don't forget the honey. It could be honey whiskey too.
Honey whiskey.
I got one of those.
Is that right?
Whiskey.
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm trying to find something, guys. Give me a second.
It's okay. Today I'm enjoying this. It's called a kui. I think kui. It's coconut milk with banana. Coconut jelly with banana flavor. They're pretty decent. It's the closest I can get to the agua de chavalos from Acuña, which I miss. They're my favorite.
That's good, man. It sounds. I don't like coconut, so it sounds horrible to me. But I'm glad you enjoy it, my man. I'm glad you enjoy it. All right, so we have a missing persons. Whoa! Are y'all seen that? It's like
what?
Flashing in and out.
Yeah, there it goes.
All right, let me try to fix that. I don't know what's going on here.
I think this might be StreamYard, no?
Probably, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because it takes forever for me to like unmute myself.
Mm-hmm.
So like you ask me something and it takes forever for me to answer because I'm still muted. Just waiting for it to unmute. There you go.
No, yeah. All right, perfect. Sorry about that. So we have a missing person out of Dallas Fort Worth area, Mesquite and area. Her name is Jennifer Mendez Olascoaga. How do you pronounce that, Big Blue? You are.
I mean, it's too small for me to read.
Let's see. Right here, bro.
Okay. I like it's Olascoagas, but I don't think. Yeah.
Well, without the S, Olascoaga. So.
Olascoaga. Yeah.
Olascoaga?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mendez Olascoaga.
Now this is a pretty weird situation. So she went missing. She's a teacher's assistant. She went missing. I believe it was late September. September 27th, and her, her family are concerned. Her friend that she was with that night, the last person to have seen her, begins to receive these weird text messages a couple of days after she goes missing, saying some things that are alluding to the possibility of some foul play, right? And it's crazy though. It took a while for this case to get any public knowledge. Like, it wasn't broadcasted. We're not that far from Dallas.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard this, you know what I'm saying, until probably about 3, maybe 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So we actually have the surveillance video from a gas station that she had stopped at. So leading up to this point, apparently Jennifer was with one of her friends. She went and dropped off her friend at her house at a mobile home, and went to this gas station, bought some snacks. I think she put some gas and then took off. Right. This is the last last footage of her seen alive, or last scene. It's unknown if she's passed. Now, just to kind of give an update, there was some remains that were found, I think like 2 days ago, but there's no been update whether or not it is Jennifer's or not. But we'll get into that a little bit further. So this white vehicle that is about to pull into the gas pumps is Jennifer's vehicle. And for the audio only guys, I'll try to be as descriptive as possible. So she exits the vehicle. At this point, I don't, nothing seems suspicious. It's also sped up a little bit, but did she look or appear to you guys to be nervous or anything?
Not really. I mean, it kind of makes it seem like that because of the speed of the video. But if it wasn't sped up, it would look pretty normal to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be this sped up. I forgot to slow it back down. I sped it up so I could record it, and then when I put it back on, I didn't slow it down. So, because it was moving real slow, like the vehicles.
Somebody asked, is that a white Elantra?
Is her window down? Andy asks. It appears to be. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like I could see a glare, but I'm not sure. I'm going to do this. That's weird. All right, cool. It's not shown like that on the regular screen. On my screen, I can see this bar going across our faces, but it's not on the on anybody else. It's just on mine. So she goes into the gas station. She's getting some soda and from the fountain drink, fountain machine. She's getting a lid. She has looks like a couple of items in her hand.
Good old QT, man.
What's that, Blue?
She's at the good old QT.
Yeah, she's at a QT. Yeah. She don't seem nervous. She's not looking around. She's not looking like something is up. This is her exiting the side entrance at the QT. And she's going to be walking back to her vehicle. Now, at this point, there's quite a few vehicles now in the, getting gas. So she finished pumping her gas, and then I think she's just going to get into her vehicle and head out.
And this is the last surveillance video of her?
Yeah. Now, a vehicle was found not too far from here a couple of days later.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, some remains were found as well. And those remains are about a mile from where the car was found. And I have all these places pointed out on a map, so we'll be able to look at them.
Is this before or after she dropped off that friend?
This is after she dropped off her friend.
Mm-hmm.
Approximately, she's seen leaving the mobile home
Park
exit. That is on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like 8:11 p.m. This is like 8:40. So about 30 minutes after she left there. But I think she had gotten here like at 8:30. So she's about to take off. So she was there about maybe 20 minutes or so after dropping off her friend, who it doesn't say exactly who the friend is or anything like that. But in one or two of these articles, I read that it was somebody. One of them said she, so that makes me believe it was a female.
Yeah. And it was the vehicle that they found was found somewhere that made no sense, right? For her to travel back home.
Right. Yeah, that's what the one of the articles stated, that it was traveling in a direction that wasn't towards her house.
Think maybe she got carjacked somewhere along the way?
I don't. I think she went somewhere, and obviously somebody has her phone if they're texting her friend things, right? And I think that there might be some information on that phone that leads back to whoever committed this crime. So, like at this point, she seemed fine, right? Let's keep an eye on what we see on the screen. We know that there's two parking lot exits and entrances. There's a parking lot across the street, and some sort of and to the left, top into the screen, it looks like some sort of billboard. Now, let's go to the map. First, I want to show you guys which direction she turns. So she's sitting at the most furthest exit to the gas station parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a reason for that. And she makes a left turn. All right. So
it was. Can you go back? Was that even green for her?
no, there wasn't there's no light there. I mean,
oh, okay. I was gonna say, is there light? That's part of the parking lots too?
no, there's no light there. So she made a left turn there.
Oh, okay.
Let me pull up my man. My streamer is doing some weird stuff, dude. Like, it's showing the video that's no longer there on the bottom.
Yeah,
it's acting up.
We'll be having trouble from that to the chats. Remember last time we couldn't even get them up?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's StreamYard or anything like that, but or the feds.
Man.
It's the feds. Let's just blame it on the feds.
Yeah. It is the feds, man. You say one thing about Joe Biden, and then there they go.
I don't know what you're talking about. So this is the this is the place or the area, the complex, mobile home complex, where she dropped off her friend at 11 p.m. And this is off of Highway 175. I reckon she turned, was that west, northwest, and here is the gas station, the QT that she was seen at. Now, her vehicle was found northeast of that quick T Mart, or the quick T QT. I'm sorry, that QT gas station, and let's put this here. So you have one exit, and the second furthest exit. And the reason why, in my opinion, is because that's the only way to turn left. You have the billboards.
The concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew that was the next one across the street. You can tell the blue light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she heads the direction. Man, oh, there it is. Freaking Google Earth changed up the way they do things, and it's screwing me up. So she turned towards the direction of where her vehicle was found. Okay. So that leads me to believe if this was the direction, oh, hold on. If this was the direction that the vehicle was found, and the family is saying that it's the opposite direction of the house, then she went in that direction on her own. It didn't seem like she was being forced, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. She had a purpose to go that way. There was a purpose to do that. So you think she might have got somewhere, and something happened, and they took her, or they took her car with her. Plus the phone, right? Because they're getting text messages now from that phone.
No, it's not from her phone. They're getting it from an untraceable phone, from a burner.
I wonder if her phone has GPS. It could just.
All I gotta say is you're welcome.
That's funny. What's it called? You can't triangulate that.
I think it's been off, man. Because it's been going to voicemail, so it's going directly to voicemail. So I think it's off. I think that the person who had it. All right, let's think about this. One, I found her Facebook page, and it states that she's in a relationship, but doesn't state who she's in a relationship with. Right, so that usually happens one or two reasons. One, the person that she's in a relationship with doesn't have a Facebook, or two, the person that she was in a relationship with took off the relationship status on their side.
Yeah,
they took it off, right?
Yeah, and it has to change on her side, right? It won't change until she changes it. It'll just take off his name, right, or her name, whatever.
Yeah, and all it will say is in a relationship, and that relationship started in June of this year. So it's not a very long relationship. It's only 4 months. Right now, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm not saying that this is the boyfriend or any of those things. I'm just pointing out those observations, right? This is part of basically building a victimology, so to speak, right? Who is the person, related to? Who are they dating anybody? Things of that nature. Drink. So with that being said, I found out those things to be kind of, put a marker on it. I'm not saying it's a red flag because we don't know who this guy is. This guy could be some dude that just doesn't have a Facebook.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Right. So
usually, like we said, in these cases, missing or homicides, they usually question the significant other first friends and family, right? Those are going to be the first ones to the interview.
Yeah.
So was it on a rural road they found the car, or was it in like a neighborhood? That
Let's
part I
look at it.
didn't see.
So the car was found. The way it was described was the vehicle was found at this intersection or near this intersection. I mean, right here. I'm going to zoom in real close because y'all can't see the mouse very well. So the car was found near this intersection. I'm assuming based on the fact that there's a few houses over here, that is probably going to be on the north side of that intersection because of the houses on the south side of the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
So in my opinion, it's probably somewhere along this road. Because when they found it, the seat was pushed all the way back.
It's a tall person, though, huh?
Yeah. Somebody else drove it there.
You think they drove it there, ditched it, and they probably left it there because they lived somewhere close?
I don't think so. I mean, if we go back to the let me see. If we go back to where, she left the gas station, it's pretty much almost a direct shot on that same road. Let me see if I can put a marker on here real quick. Seriously, it gives me like the thinnest line ever. Can y'all even see that?
Nah, you can barely see it.
Oh, I'm gonna put a line here so that we can see y'all. Oh, there it goes. Y'all can see this.
There you go.
This road here. And it was like the thinnest line in the world. So there it is.
It's straight over there.
So the direction that she turned is going directly towards where the car was found. So yeah, I think you would be correct, Jaime, that there's a good chance that it's probably closer to this area. Now, where the remains were found were just south of that area. It was described as south of Interstate 20 and north of this residential street. So somewhere in this area of brush is where her body was found. Now, if I had to take a guess, I would assume that somebody drove up on here, drove through there, and there's a lot of trees here.
Yeah. Just
Turn,
dump the body there.
Yeah, turn around and head on out. But I think somebody would have to be familiar with this area. What do you think?
Yeah, no, for sure. Because like sometimes, maybe knowing that it was in the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, you could probably just get stuck out there, especially if you're in a car like hers or a similar car like hers. You can probably get stuck real easy.
Yeah. My thoughts are, man, I don't know. Look at I don't know. Because I would have thought that they would have probably taken her car, dumped her body from her car there,
yeah,
and then dumped the vehicle somewhere, and then taken off.
I mean, it will stand out. There was a car in the field. You know what I mean? The lights, brake lights in the middle of the night. Somewhere inside all this brush in the middle of the night. I think some of those houses will be able to see it, but I mean, again, it was probably in the middle of the night, right? Who knows when this body was supposedly dumped, if it's her.
Right. Yeah, because I found her aunts or her aunts, tomato, I don't know how people say it. I found her aunt's Facebook, and on it there was a post referencing the remains being found, and she had put on there "my beautiful niece" with some heartbreaking emojis. So I would assume that the family would know, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the other thing is, I mean, it'd be kind of stupid, but criminals aren't very smart usually. If the guy lived in this area, you could just go back there and dump it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for me, it'll be like you said, use her car, dump the body, and then dump the car. But I feel like he dumped the car near enough where he could just get home.
Yeah, but if you look back there, that green belt looks like there's a road that people drive on it.
Yeah, I was trying to look at that from let me see. Let's look at it from right here, because this would be the entrance to that green belt there. Yeah, you can get through there. It's not gated.
Yeah.
Somebody would have to know this area.
Oh, the pipeline goes through there. That's why.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's all pipeline running behind there, so they have to have the road there to maintain it. So yeah, anybody can drive through there. Normally, that's where all the hookups are for the pipeline.
But to be familiar with it, to know that what's back there, you think it could be a current, just pure speculation, y'all, current or former employee of this pipeline? Maybe somebody that helped installed it?
Who knows? I think it'd probably be a local. More likely, it's going to be a local that knows those certain areas out there.
But who would know this area back here? I mean, unless like it's off of a random road, and you kind of have to know that the turn is there, and then you also have how close it is to the highway, that if somebody saw you, you'd be visible from here. Like, who would know that back there, even at that, like you're kind of taking a risk, because
I'm gonna say for that note, I don't think it would be that, because of the threatening text messages they were receiving.
Yeah, the threat. Go ahead.
And then the distance from the body, if that's her body, to where her car was left, way too much different distance.
I was trying to pull up your comment there, Mandy. It wasn't working. It says, I want to watch. There it is. I want to watch the footage again because it looked like there was movement. All right, we'll put it up here in a minute. So
they're referring to, I think they saw movement in the vehicle. Yeah.
But she dropped off her friend at 8:11 though, so she would have had to have picked up somebody and then gone to that gas station that was closest to her friends in that short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying that maybe somebody would have got in while she was inside the store, but that camera would have picked up. The camera would have picked up the same movements while she was in the store of the outside, right? Unless the police or law enforcement is not letting that be known, They had like a video of someone actually getting into their car, but then they wouldn't. I think that would be a bigger lead than the car itself, right?
Yeah, that, and you probably would want to put out that video, those images of that person. Like, if you guys have seen this dude, he's dangerous. It's a public safety issue.
Yeah, because I know back in the day there was a lot of that stuff going on. I remember there was a lot of people like they would try to pump gas, and someone on the other side would take their purse. I don't know if you remember that, or their wallets, or They open the other side, the driver's side car door, and they start stealing stuff out of the car while they're pumping gas.
Yeah. Those are
Yeah,
crazy.
I've heard about that, dude. People do some crazy stuff, man. Like, for instance, my brother-in-law, he lived in an apartment complex that was right off was off of 1604, and which for those that aren't in San Antonio, that's one of the second biggest loop, right? That's the one. It's one of the heaviest ones as far as traffic and things like that. And they jacked his wheels and his tires and stuff, and he had like a big old Dodge truck that was lifted with these big old wheels and tires. Came out, it was on bricks.
And
they jacked some other stuff from like another vehicle down the way, and I was just like, that's unfortunate. But so they decided to leave, right? And they decided to leave, and they told their apartment complex, hey, we're gonna move out, we want to leave. They're gonna break the lease a little bit early, right? And they were fine with it. They had to go through the process, and I guess while they were showing some of the properties to newcomers that were coming in, they were asking about this certain property, why it was available in the middle of the month or whatever. And I guess somebody had mentioned something about the truck being on wheels, and the property manager told them that the person who owned that truck didn't pay their monthly payment for the wheels, so they came and repossessed them. It's totally screwed up, dude. Like I get it, that they don't want they don't want their future tenants or whatever to be worried about the crime rate, but they totally threw him under the bus. But I guess because he was leaving, I mean, they were like, yeah, screw that guy. What is he gonna do? Give us a bad review?
Right. I remember seeing this video where they jacked this truck's wheels, and they balanced the truck on one jack stand, like right in the middle. I was like, "Dang, that's impressive, actually."
It's I don't even know how to say the word, but but yeah, that's genius. That's genius. Big Blue, you've been classified as a genius. What have you done that was somewhat close?
I haven't done any of that stuff, but I'll tell you what was crazy is a couple weeks ago, they did break into one of the doctor's trucks at my work, and it was funny because he's like, I don't know why they broke the back window if the doors were unlocked. Like, he purposely leaves it unlocked because his truck's been broken into like 3 times, and he just leaves it unlocked, and they still broke the back window for no reason. That's crazy, right?
That is, man. That's like the one time, I believe it was myself, Hyman, and Jonathan, when we were children. We were we're going to this school. We're probably like maybe 12, 11, and we're going to the school.
I don't know what story this is, so I don't know.
We're going to the school to go to the East Side school to go play soccer and football and basketball, whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it was myself and Jonathan and Hugo and Hyman. Jonathan attempts to jump the fence, right? He just runs up to it, jumps the fence. His shirt ends up getting caught on it. And I was like, what are you doing? Because I just opened the fence because it was unlocked. And it was clear as day. It was just open. And he totally ruined his shirt. But it was well worth it. But to get back on topic, I think that for somebody to be aware, because it's a risk, right, to go back here, you have a dead body, or assuming, right, that we found there's remains back there. So whoever dumped those remains, they have a dead body in their vehicle, right? They could be seen by a police officer or anybody just traveling there on the highway and call it in. So you're taking a risk of going in there, and then if there's nothing there, if there's no place where you can, dump the body or whatever, then you got to come back out with the body still and then find somewhere else. So I feel like this person probably has been there before.
Yeah, most definitely, because especially like if he's doing it at night, that's more suspicious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Than it is in a day, right? But for me, it'll stick out like a sore thumb seeing someone in a car in the middle of the night, somewhere inside that brush. They'll put up a red flag for me or whatnot.
But we don't know when the body was dumped there. It could have been dumped there the next morning. It was a few days before the vehicle's found. Right? So
yeah, we're just assuming. I'm assuming that's in the night because usually bad things happen at night, right?
Yeah. But you're right. Bad things, and it would look more suspicious at night. Wouldn't a guy in a truck driving back there, would that look as suspicious during the day?
No, it looked like maybe it looked like somebody just, it could be a work truck depending on what color it was. If it's a white truck, it'd be like, it's just a work truck working on the lines or checking on them, and then they ignore it.
Lynn says, do you think any of those houses have cameras that picked up anything? Well, it kind of depends which direction that this person may have been coming in. So if they pulled in from the east here and then drove up in there north on the, this little Eastmond area, probably not. Now, if he came off from the neighborhood, then there's a good chance. If he came from the neighborhood there, I think they would. This appears to be a wealthier neighborhood. I would assume that there would be some sort of cameras.
I wonder if they got her phone records to see if there was any outgoing calls after the last security camera footage, because that would be a pretty good clue to see if she contacted someone else after dropping off her other friend, right?
Yeah. Well, this is just an assumption of mine, but what I would do is I would ask the friend if Jennifer had any dating apps, because I think they would have definitely gone through the phone records and probably contact anybody coming in, coming out, any text messages, things of that nature. But if this is somebody that maybe perhaps she's just meeting for the first time, or what or whatnot, I think that there's a possibility that all their communication could be solely on that phone, whether it's on, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, dating app, something to that effect. And I think that would be the first thing I would look at, right? And if you go to the friend and the friend says, yeah, she had plenty of fish, so then you go get a warrant for plenty of fish, try to figure out what her email is, and get her email address, go to plenty of fish, get a warrant, see what communications that they may have had.
Yeah, especially through Snapchat,
Yeah.
So a lot of people use Snapchat more than the actual text messaging.
I know a few people that do that.
Or that what's the other one though? WhatsApp?
WhatsApp, yeah. It's more discreet.
It's cryptic, so that the government doesn't read your text messages. All right, so I'm fairly positive that some of these houses are going to have some sort of surveillance.
Oh yeah, it looks like they would. I mean,
Yeah,
but then they have that big privacy fence in the back too, right?
Yeah, but it's open. There's no, like, you can just drive in here.
Yeah, there's no community gate or anything.
Yeah,
and those houses got to be at least 300,000 to 400,000.
Nah, not anymore, dude. These things are probably about 5.
Yeah.
Easy. About 3
Yeah.
or 4, maybe about 2 years ago, maybe 3. No, 4 years ago. You would probably be correct on the price here. But then again, it is a 2-story. Nah, I'm going with like $450 and up.
I would say around 450, maybe 380.
Price is Right rules. Let's figure it out. Just kidding.
I'm gonna go with too much.
Too much. I like that garage door, man. That's pretty neat. One of my neighbors has like this glass garage door. It looks like super slick, but like at night, I'm fairly positive people could see into it. I don't know how comfortable I am. So let's
because you're a nudist.
Especially on laundry days, right? Those have laundry rooms.
Let me pull up the. Oh, there it is. All right, so I wish I could zoom in on this. All right. Can y'all see if there's anybody in there? You're muted, Blue. I don't know if you're talking. And
I muted myself that way.
As far as the email, I notified Blue about it earlier today. You're still muted, Blue, or something.
No, I'm here.
Oh, so do you guys see anybody in there?
I don't see anybody yet, but I'm gonna ask you to play it so I can see it.
Yeah, is it gonna play at regular speed or can be sped up?
It'll probably be sped up. Let me see if I can get it regular speed. Y'all are crying.
Oh, they're saying that they saw movement when she comes back to the car.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, let me play it, and y'all keep an eye on it. She did have a pause there before she got out, and this is sped up. So that pause would be unless the footage was paused. What do y'all think?
I don't know. It looks like she might have trying to get out her keys right from the
something from her purse, maybe her card or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see.
She see right here where she's inside of the gas station. She don't seem like worried, concerned.
Nothing.
Yeah.
She could have definitely asked for help right there if she was in distress or like panicking about something. Or had somebody in her car.
Yeah. Yeah, it did look like she locked the car after she got out, because I think the tail lights blinked. So I don't know.
This might be sped up, but this is the speed in which I wish other drivers drove. Can't stand slow drivers.
Me?
Yeah, dude, you drive me crazy.
I mean, you've been in more wrecks than I have. So I don't know. I don't know how you can explain that one.
Hey, majority of them weren't my fault. All right, so zoomed in. Do you see anything moving?
Oh, it might be.
I see
the glare.
Yeah, it's the reflection. You can see the reflection. Let me pull that back a little bit.
I see that glare on the what is it? The back window, like the back side window. But I think it's just a reflection of the car pulling up the headlights.
Yeah, I see it all over the the driver's side rear window and the driver's side window. So you can see
the red car pulled up.
See right here. And then I'm pointing at it with my mouse. You can't see that. All right, so the the driver's side rear window, kind of keep your eye on that.
Yeah, it's the reflection.
See it?
It's the reflection of the guy getting out of the car.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, because when he opens the door, it moves, and then when he gets out, you see the white figure on the window itself.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I think she locked it after she got out. When she initially got out, I think she locked it because the taillights blinked twice, I believe. I mean, she could still have the windows down too. So I don't know.
Well, she had the windows down, and somebody's definitely in there. But it doesn't appear that anything goes up. So she's gonna it doesn't appear that the windows are going up. So she's gonna turn. We'll be able to see. Yeah, her windows are up.
Yeah, they're closed.
Yeah.
I think it was just a reflection of the guy in the Grand Am, because I totally know that's a Grand
Am. How do you know, Jaime?
Because I owned one for like 13 years.
Nice. I always wanted a G8 GTP.
All right, this is the regular speeded version.
She took a while on that gas station too.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, see, she locked it right there when she touched the deal there.
You said she was a teacher assistant for what grade?
I don't think I saw that.
They didn't. Because I seen some crazy ass stuff, man. Like I remember seeing the case where this kid, a student, actually unalives his teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and inside I think the female restroom. I want to say.
Oh snap!
Yeah, then he gets her out by putting her inside of a
trash can
and dumping her in towards the back of the school where all that the wooded area is at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And they got it on the security cameras. None of the incident itself, but him pushing this trash can with wheels towards out there.
You know what? I think I have seen that. Yeah, I think she's still a little sped up, to be honest. I had it sped up quite a bit so I can record it. I only slowed it down 30%. I probably should have slowed it down about halfway.
That doesn't look too fast.
No, but she don't seem panicked. You know what I mean? There's no panic there.
Yeah, I don't see no panic in her eyes. In her
I don't know if you can see her eyes from here, boo.
And in her demeanor and like the way she's walking and standing. I didn't be nice. It's too far. Or can I? I got glasses on. I can see far. Gotta squint.
What is she? Huh.
Yeah, I don't see anything strange about the security footage.
I don't either. The only thing that I think we can pick up is the fact that, all right, just getting snacks. So that could be, just a ride home snacks, or it could be, she's going to go somewhere else and isn't going to be home for a while. Right? She spent the afternoon with her friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes and gets snacks, and she goes towards a different direction. Now, her friend is who's getting these text messages that's saying, "You're next," and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
She's missing, this, that, and a third.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm going to pull that up real quick.
So what if, listen to this theory, what if it was a friend that's involved and she had somebody send her those messages from the phone just to make her look innocent? I wonder if the police have checked the friend out.
Because this is after she dropped them off, right?
Right.
Yeah, but you don't know if she got snacks and went back to her place with snacks.
No, she goes a different direction. She goes back towards where the vehicle's found. But I did wonder that, like, maybe perhaps, the friend is sending herself text messages from a burner phone to, throw off law enforcement, right? I did think about that, but she doesn't go back towards the friend's house. She goes towards the direction of where the car was found.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that tells me that it's probably not the friend. The relationship that she had on Facebook, that should put a star. You put a star on that. But they have her phone number. They can do a warrant to get her historical GPS data, just like they did for Kohberger. And maybe perhaps they can look to see if she's ever traveled anywhere specifically within the direction that she was going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that'd be a good way to trace to see what time it shows her car being pulled over. And maybe there's a camera there around that area to show anybody walking by or driving by in that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, not just that, but
I don't. No, go ahead.
Not just that. I'm talking about like before this night. Like if this is a person that, let's just say that she was seeing, had she gone into this direction before? I think that could be useful. And what were we gonna say, Jaime?
I think this crime wasn't just like random. It had to be someone that knew her, that had contact with her, for them to get her to this certain place and take her and do whatever they had to do. You know what I mean? I don't think it was random.
I don't either. I think that it just feels like she was heading in that direction. Like, I feel like she was going somewhere specifically, and something happened there. All right.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious about the phone records, to see if she contacted anyone after she dropped off her friend, and maybe she got a text message from a certain person, went out there, something went awry, and something bad happened to her.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah, a good theory. The other question I have is, did they have pictures of her car? Like, if there's any damage around it, like maybe somebody tried to pull that, the stunt where they bump into them and then they hijack them and they went wrong, so they just ditched it. But here's the thing: is like, where's the body if they ditched it? If they did something, so.
I'm gonna look up some images of the car, Blue. That's a good question.
It seems a little bit more personal to me. Like they she went missing, and then the threatening messages about how that person's next. So maybe the friend, the one that's saying that's getting accused of being next, maybe she was there when something happened, and she might be able to give the police a point them towards the right direction.
Yeah. As far as where she lives in relation to where the car was found, it hasn't been disclosed yet, but the it hasn't been disclosed, but according to the articles, it was in a different direction than where her vehicle or her body was located. So, when I read that, I was like, all right, maybe perhaps, it was just somewhere random where she was dropped or dumped. But when you watch that video and she heads to that direction, I don't think so. You know what I mean? I think she was heading there specifically. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to send us a couple of pictures of the vehicle. Now, this is the statements or the text message that she was receiving. It stated that you're never going to see her again. Hold on. Articles skip back and forth, but like this is one of the pictures that we'll be looking at.
I knew it was a Buick, man. Buick Enclave, right? Not Enclave, Encore, I think. No.
I don't know what kind of Buick it is, to be honest with you.
I think Enclave's the SUV, Encore's the car.
So it says here, things took a creepy turn, however, when Olascoaga's family and friends began receiving foreboding text messages. We got some pretty random text messages. A friend of hers got them. Hey, are you missing someone? You're never going to find her, and you're never going to see her again. The police are investigating the text messages Olascoaga's family has received since her disappearance. These text messages contain content that would lead one to believe that Jennifer's disappearance may involve foul play. The text messages were sent before, during, and after Olascoaga was reported missing. So even before she was reported missing, they started to get these text messages. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna put something up here. It says, who would have had the friend's phone number? So in other words, like, it should have been a person that knows both of them, right?
Yeah.
I would think so. And the reason being is because they knew where she was before. It wasn't so much about like the fact that they knew certain things, or the fact that they went through just some random number and got that information. It sounds like they knew where she was at just before she disappeared. Get what I'm saying? Because they're contacting the person that she dropped off.
Yeah.
And
maybe she has altercations with the person. You know what I mean? Maybe even
possible.
through social media. Nowadays, everything's, you get beef, you go through social media now.
Yeah. So there's a scratch there, but I mean, this is a 2015 car, so it's like 7-8 years. It's going to be hard to determine if anything. Well, the hood looks popped.
Yeah.
Do you think the car had some trouble? Because her belongings, I think outside of her phone, were inside of the vehicle.
Yeah, I think I saw that her wallet was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about car troubles, especially not out there in the middle, where she's not supposed to be at.
Well, she could have been going somewhere that wasn't nefarious. She could have gone to see another friend, right? And on the way out there, has car trouble, pulls off the side of the road, and well, that's why her wallet or her purse is inside the car, because she gets out of the car, maybe pops the hood, and has her phone on her. Somebody pulls up, can I help you?
Or maybe something happened and the perp tried to pop the trunk and accidentally popped the hood. Sometimes I do it by accident. I don't know how I do. Pop the hood, like, oh wait a minute, that's not the hell. That's not for the trunk.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
I'm trying to something happened. Maybe they were trying to put the body back there. Maybe I don't know. Especially when the adrenaline just pushing stuff. Especially if you don't know a car.
You see that in the window?
Yeah, it's the towing thing, right? Like to remove.
It's an orange sticker that says you're warned, basically, that you're parked in an area that you're not supposed to. I think this vehicle was found like a week later, right? So for them to put the tag on it, I would have assumed that they would have ran the license plate and there would have been something that came back while she was missing. You would assume they would put a BOLO out, which is basically like a be on the lookout for.
Yeah.
Right. And, you would assume that they would have put the license plate. And when this person pulled up, ran the license plate, gave the warning, that they would have came back. Unless this vehicle was spotted there before she was reported missing as well. And that kind of narrows it down to like specifically the night of the 27th, in my opinion, because I think what happened was the morning of the 28th, she didn't go to work. And that's what started all the
suspicion about her missing.
Exactly. So interesting.
Very. Well, I mean, there's so many things happening nowadays. It's kind of hard to like pinpoint exactly what people are doing. You know what I mean? Like, unless she had like reason to be out there in that section of town, Like if she knew people out there, then those people will be interviewed. You know what I mean? But like if she didn't, then I believe something like she got a hold of someone on the phone and was told to go that way, and then something out there happened.
I thought somebody had said something about the 28th she didn't show up to work, and hold on, I could be wrong. Let's see. So yeah, it just says here, we found out that when we found out she never made it home that Wednesday night, it was a hint like, hey, something's going on. She always makes it home. She was very punctual at work. She didn't show up the next day. We said, this is not okay. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think suspicion started to grow very early, at the very least, right?
Yeah, because it wasn't like her.
Right, exactly.
It was out of character, right?
Now, let's see if we can. This is the rear of the vehicle. Don't look like there's any damage.
No.
The tires don't look flat.
Yeah, I said they don't look flat to me.
But the seat was all the way back.
Yeah, I don't think she was that tall, right? She was average height. For
yeah, she wasn't that tall.
Yeah. Yeah, so somebody definitely drove that.
The family tried to report it. on the 28th, but Dallas PD referred them to Seagoville. Gotcha. Makes sense. I mean, if she went missing in that area. Like when they got text saying you're not going to see her again. Yeah, so they got text messages before she was reported missing that is someone missing, things like that. Let's try to break that down real quick. Why would somebody send text messages like that to family members of the victim? One would be like if they're just sadistic, like the Long Island. Yeah. The other reason I think would be maybe perhaps to throw somebody off.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like if the family knows who it is, like maybe not know who this person is, but know who this person is. Like they know of the person, but they don't know this person committed this. So to throw, eyes in a different direction, go get a burner phone, text message for friends and whatnot, and they would have her information. They would possibly have the friends' numbers and use that to try to get eyes to look in that direction, misdirection, so to speak.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if without the messages, they would have just kept it as a missing persons until they found the body, right? To see if it was foul play.
Maybe.
So I just don't see why someone would send messages. And put themselves at risk, of being caught. Unless they're, like you said, sadistic and they're taunting people.
Right. I mean, the Long Island serial killer did that. He was taunting, the family members of the victims. But if that's the case, then you think that we would be looking at a possible serial killer in this situation then?
Maybe not a serial killer, but somebody that's
imitate him.
Not imitate, but more that are, been found guilty of aggravated assault, robberies, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll be a serial killer itself, but who knows? At this point in our lives, man, it could be anything.
I just if it's this person's first time, right? And this was, fantasy, right? Fantasy type of, this person wanted to commit this crime. I think that there would be some sort of level of fear of getting caught the first time. To go and contact the family members is pretty ballsy. And it sounds like something more of an experienced, person that would, commit these crimes, unless the idea or the thought was to make people think it was something else than what it was.
Maybe. It could have been his first time, but it could have been also, he could have a real big, long rap sheet as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. I just, like I said, it's ballsy to contact family members the first time you commit a crime like this.
Mm-hmm.
I would understand, I wouldn't understand. I don't understand why anybody does this crap, but
if I was gonna say, the other thing is, if they don't find the body's not hers, then my other theory is, I've seen it happen a few times where people fake their disappearances and fake their, there's no blood at the scene, right? There's nothing like that. So maybe some people fake getting kidnapped because they're having a tough time in their life. They're having some depression, especially being a teacher assistant is pretty stressful. But, we'll see what happens if that body turns out to be her. If it's not her, then either she's, still missing, somebody has her, somebody kidnapped her, or she's doing this herself. But it's hard to know until we find out more information.
Mandy says, why wasn't this vehicle taken to the PD? It's a good question. I mean, unless I'm assuming, unless at the time that they found the vehicle and she was reported missing, that there wasn't evidence of foul play until those text messages started to come in. And let's just say that those weren't reported till closer to the first or the second, right? So that might be a reason, but they should have by now, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think they should have taken it as soon as they found out that video was part of a visited person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Instead of being told to a different place and then have the risk of getting contaminated by more people, they should have done a full inspection on it.
I agree. I mean, I think that. Well, I don't know what they did with the vehicle. They may have taken it. I just know that these pictures show it parked on the side of the road. So I don't know. I don't think it's still there. Is it now at the police station? There's a possibility. And if it was secured properly, or if the vehicle was locked, right? Let's just say it was locked and nobody broke into it, then it wouldn't jeopardize any of the evidence that's inside it either.
Yeah, but I think you had to at least check for fingerprints, because she's a shorter person and that car was driven by somebody taller, to see who's moved all the way back. That's a possibility. Maybe they left some DNA or some fingerprints behind.
Yeah, I'd be checking that steering wheel and the door handle, door panel, the entire thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The shift knob. Yeah. So it's I'd be checking those things right away.
Yeah, I don't see like this, like she planned this out for herself. You know what I mean? Especially if we don't know the autopsy report of the body that was found. You know, because hasn't been confirmed, but we're looking. It looks like it is, right? Like it seems like it is.
I mean, the aunt posted she had a Facebook post where it was referencing a body and remains being found. And she had put my beautiful niece, with a heartbreak and sad emojis.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they think that it's her. And this is from the family. So I'm assuming the family thinks that it's her.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
Especially that a body was found around the same distance of where the car is at, right?
Yeah, it wasn't too far off. It was about a mile south.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. And then, like Blue said, you and Blue said that the seat was moved all the way back. Obviously, somebody else taller than her was driving their car.
Yeah.
I already feel like they should check her messages, her phone records of who she contacted afterwards, after the vehicle was seen at the store. And then maybe you can get an idea of where she went and why she was going that way. Maybe you can get somewhat of a person of interest. You know what I mean? Or at least question them.
Yeah. No, I agree. And the vehicle was found on the 28th. So obviously she went missing that 9th to the 27th. So she turned in that direction. I think she was going in that direction for a reason. And if you look at the places in proximity of how close they are, let me pull up the Google Maps one more time. All right, so she was here at this trailer mobile home park. All right, she drops off her friend at 8:11. She's seen at this gas station about 20 minutes later, which I think that's a little bit weird too, because I don't think that's a 20-minute drive. I wonder, especially on the highway, or even if they're on the frontage road.
I don't know. People drive like 90 down that thing, so I don't know.
Nah, this is the frontage road going straight there. I don't think they get on the highway.
I stand with what I say.
Hey, when you're getting into a highway and they're going 90, you got to get to the 95 to get in front of them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you'll be on the side just looking at the highway and you're like keeping up with people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're passing people on that side.
it happens more times than not. So, you know what?
This
Let me
happened.
measure this.
This happened about 3 weeks ago.
September 28th or 27th.
September.
Do you think if the keys were found inside their car, they would have just drove it to back to the family member's house? Because they towed it, right?
I think they towed it. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think they towed it, and like I was wondering, like if they would have found the keys inside the car, they would have not told it, right? They would have just drove it, especially if they didn't have no evidence to suggest that there was any foul play.
I wouldn't drive it, mainly because if there is some sort of evidence on the seat, on the steering wheel, things like that, you know, you can contaminate it. So it should, if it was towed, then that leads me to believe that it was towed for forensic processing, which it probably was.
I mean, from what I saw, it's like it got towed, but it supposedly got towed to a family member's house. I don't know if that's true or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm saying like if they found the car of a missing person that's looks decent, that doesn't look like it's broken down, that should be red flags, right all around.
I would think so. I would think so.
A little bit, because they could contaminate it if they use it, or they drove it somewhere and think they could rub off some of the fingerprints.
Shirley comes in saying that she has the same car, and she says that it has leather seats. So there is the function so that the seats go all the way to the back when they get out without wearing seatbelts. Also, I don't think I have a trunk latch, just have my key ring, which is could be a reason why they accidentally popped the hood, trying to find the trunk latch and pulling the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the distance here isn't that far. It's slightly less than 2 miles. I wonder if she pulled over, maybe made a phone call, something like that, made a couple of series of text messages, and then went to the gas station, because it shouldn't take that long.
No, definitely not.
If you can email me that link, Mandy, that'd be awesome. Thank you. It's rained. So my thoughts are that maybe perhaps she made contact with somebody, maybe perhaps on an app. If it was through an app, pulled over to see you later, Big Blue. So she pulls over, checks her messages.
Buenas noches, muchachos.
See you later, Blue.
Hasta luego.
So he stops, she pulls over, and checks her messages or whatnot. She gets to the gas station at 8:20. Now, I didn't see her get her phone out or anything while she was at the gas station.
Yeah.
So maybe perhaps she stopped because she was getting an address, maybe trying to find an address in her messages.
Could be.
You know what I'm saying?
We're putting the address on the GPS, right?
Yeah. I just think that I wonder if those things, they would have to know what account she has, but if it was like a like Google Maps and she has it attached to her email, then that can be retrieved.
Yeah, not only that, but doesn't those like Buicks have like GPS on them?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I really think that she had a problem with someone, or something was going on that they just kind of like retaliated against her. You know?
Maybe. Well, we'll find out, sooner than later. There's not much else that, going on, to discuss about this. She's still considered missing. It's unknown if those remains are hers.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to her and her family.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that those remains aren't hers and that she's found safe.
Yeah.
And I hope that we get some information. This case here was a little weird as far as getting out from the media. Like, it wasn't hitting any mainstream media. Nobody was talking about it. It was just kind of specific for that area.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where, like, I didn't know about it. And we live in Texas.
Yeah. Not only that, but not considering that there was messages taunting the family, that would have, like in other cases, it would have been a big deal, for them to be receiving text messages from a phone number saying that if they're missing someone or they're not going to see this person again. Should have been all over the news. I don't know why it's not getting picked up.
I don't know either, man. It's definitely, a sad situation. And I hope that, I hope there's a positive outcome out of this and, she's found alive and things like that.
Yeah.
And if not, I hope that, justice is served properly.
Exactly. Because there's too many people out there that are not getting punished enough for the crimes they commit.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is not one of them.
No, you're right. You have any final words before we let everybody go, my man?
I want to thank everyone. Mods, members, viewers, non-viewers, the ones that just skip by, say what's up. You, Danny, Big Blue, almost Dr. Big Blue.
Almost Dr. Big Blue, yeah.
Thank you. I'm feeling pretty crappy, but I hanged in there for a bit, and hopefully I get better. Hopefully I get better.
Soon. You will, man. You'll get better soon. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, mods. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, I don't know, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Yes. We'll be back on Wednesday unless something crazy breaks from here to then. Mm-hmm. Without further ado, we're out of here.